doing around your family. Before you do this, you want to have it in an enclosed space, a place that's not easily accessible by your kids, your wife, your pets, even your neighbor who might come over and accidentally trip and knock over the solution. So, I mean, if you have kids around, or if you can't 100% sure, know that your kids won't accidentally come into the place where you have this set up and fall in the bucket or tip it over. You probably don't want to do it. So, and also there's a safety reason. So we're at we're at this Camachem website. Looks like they actually produce and distribute one of many assets around the world. So they're basically saying this is a colorless, transparent, and crystalline solid. And also the storage, these chemicals, oxalic acid, and citric acid. It's not something you just want to lay around in the garage. You want to basically have some type of storage place, lockable, that's not easily tipped over. So you want to have this stored up in a cool, dry place, locked up so that it's not easily accessible by kids or neighbors. And then you want to periodically check your storage area to make sure that there's no spillage. So, and then it should be, if you're in a floodplain, it should be above the flood level. So there's a lot of things to think about by even just buying this and storing these two assets in the first place. But basically, what is this saying? What are they saying? Just handling it in proper storage. Oxalic acid, it reacts violently with petrochlorides, nitrates, chlorine, bromine, fluorine. So chlorine, you may not want to use tap water when you do this. Use distilled water. It says it should be stored in tightly closed containers. The storage area must be cool, ventilated place, and must be away from moisture and combustibles. All sources of ignitions like smoke and open flames are prohibited where oxalic acid is stored. You should remove any contaminated clothing. It says they shouldn't wash their faces, hands, and exposed skin. You should wash your face, hands, and exposed skin thoroughly after handling. Storage, wherever you store this, you should have a quick drenching and flushing of the eyes and body. So usually in a chemical lab, there's a place where if you get some type of chemical in your eyes, you rush over and you press a button, and then you can quickly wash it out your eyes. There's also showers where you get on your body, you can quickly run to the shower and just pull a handle and it will drench you with water. So there's a lot to go on with just storing this stuff at your household. Probably something you don't want to do. How to dispose of oxalic acid. It says pour into a large container of ice water. This eliminates the risk of boiling and splashing. Remember to pour acid into water and not the other way around. Y'all just want to pour the acid into the water. It says neutralizing oxalic acid, pour baking soda into the dilute oxalate acid solution. It'll start bubbling. That's going to be your carbon dioxide. Continue adding baking soda until the bubbling stops. Testing the pH. It says continue adding baking soda until the pH reaches 7, but pH of 5.5 is also safe to pour down the drain. At this point, when you get the pH down to approximately 7, but don't go below 5.5, the solution is neutralized. It doesn't pose a toxicity hazard. Before pouring down the drain, add an excess amount of water into it. Around 100 grams or 100 milliliters is suitable for flushing down the drain. So, there's a lot for you to read and to think about before you even try to do this experiment. So, oxalic acid is harmful to humans. It can cause severe burns to the eyes, skin, and mucous membranes. Ingestion of just 5 grams of this can cause death with symptoms of nausea, shock, collapse, and convulsions. So, this is another thing. You don't want to have this around your pets or your kids. You think you may have this stuff locked up in a safe place, and your kids will just break in and, hey, what is this? So yeah, this is mostly for industrial use where it can be stored in a non-residential area. So yeah, a lot to think about. Got to protect yourself. Goggles, you can get throwaway lab coats. So you want a full-length lab coat. Chemical resistant gloves. You want goggles. Organic mask, breathing mask, closed toe shoes, and then you want to be able to have a plan just in case you get this stuff, and then goggles just in case you get this stuff. You want to have a plan, a reaction plan. You get on you need to flush this out as quickly as possible. So there's your safety update, and real dangerous stuff to be working with.